Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, man. And you guys, I'm just listening on so much news that have been occurring over these last couple of weeks, man. And it's been sick, man. There's been a lot of things going on, but today is pretty much like a simple episode, man. I'm just gonna talk about the beloved Mr. Kevin Samuels, man. R.I.P. to that Godfather, but R.I.P. Noop, as well. But the way I'm looking at it, man, everybody don't like him, but everybody can't say they can't respect the truth he gives. The truth he gives is what a lot of us need, and I'm not being biased because he was getting on both women and male. No one couldn't say, yes, a lot of women submitted themselves to the lives, but I don't feel like he disinherently try to provoke black women, try to make black women feel bad. And if his interpretation and his tone and his communication just wasn't cutting it for a lot of people, you still have to look at the basis of what he was trying to say. He wasn't really trying to get nothing to people in a way where people felt like offended, but he understood the assignment was, I have to just keep it real with everybody, like it or not, because you don't know me, I don't know you, and we're just talking over a screen. So you calling me, asking for advice, and if I tell you something and I don't want to tell you the way he talks about women sometimes, because he do that sometimes. I ain't gonna cap, he do go overboard a little bit. But, he do the same thing for men. So, but I'm not going to say the men get it like a little bit easier. Like we get it easier because we're men, because we don't really have too much going on. But with women, he was just pretty much outlining a lot of difficulties and a lot of things that, sometimes I feel like he shouldn't highlight. You feel me? And women, I feel like sometimes you can't get into women business, but I do feel like his whole overlying cause wasn't to give people a bad perspective about themselves or make themselves feel insecure. It really made you be like, oh shit, man. Like if he told somebody, you're not gonna get no pretty girl from being broke. He told a man the other day, like, if you really think your wife is gonna stay with you and sleep on the side of the road with you for 30 years straight after you said you're gonna be homeless, she'll stay with you. You a fool. And he was just saying stuff like that to people, and people took it offense. And some things he said to women, too, like I said, was out of line. I'm not going to say because I don't want nobody saying, you taking this side. But I'm just telling you guys, like, we did have somebody who, even though he shed light on so many things that both men and women needed to work on, we have somebody who's not going to sugarcoat things for us. Like, no one's more hated than who speaks the truth, So once you start speaking the truth, no one's going to like you. If you ever made history, when you make history, and people who did make history, they were never liked. You're going to have people who like them. You're going to have people who want to just, get rid of you. So it's not like that, for a lot of people in this modern world. A lot of people, the first thing they hear is harassment, judging, being mean, and fake, and just, and when it's really somebody that's telling you the truth, and people don't listen to the truth, men and women. Like, I don't want women coming on here saying, you sticking up for Kevin Samuels, you just like, I'm not like nobody. I'm Moise Bertrand. But what I'm saying is, I'm just pointing out, like, it's bits and pieces of information. He did say that was really informative, and that really helped me out. That gave me a different perspective. But at the same time, it was information that I probably wouldn't agree with him with. And we all have opinions, and we all have answers to our own questions. We just rather see if somebody else is going to agree with it. And if they don't, we don't like it. But in life, you can't do that. You can't look the other way. But a lot of people didn't respect the fact that he was telling the truth. But I feel like people weren't even more so mad about him not telling the truth. I think it was mostly how he delivered the information and communication was just crazy. And it's sick because I don't know what's wrong with people, but it's like if somebody hurt your feelings, and because I'm not going to lie, I'm a victim of this too sometimes. Like, I got to catch myself. Like, I'm like, damn, I gave this person, like, fuck. So people like it's like people throw rocks and then they hide their hand when he turns around. And people's on his live listening all day and everything, chimed in on his lives, calling in, paying him for consultations, image consultant, YouTube views is going up. And no one's really taking advantage of what is possibly being said behind all this he's saying. Like, what is really being said? And he just said that in order to have the best partner ever, you have to just show up for yourself. You just have to be that person that you need to be, not for your potential partner, not for your son, not for your baby daddy. You just have to be that person you need to be. And once you start devaluing yourself, he was pretty much saying both men and women with things that aren't in your velocity or in your arm's reach or your surroundings. Like once you start doing things that's not your norm, and then you want a slap on the wrist for it, you can't expect everybody to give you a slap on the wrist for it. And I feel like he said that in a way where it was kind of, rambunctious, obnoxious a little bit, because sometimes he could have said it in a more deliberate, in a more fashion. But that's his life. That's what people know Kevin Samuels for. RIP to him as well, like I said. But he had his own lingo, his own stilo, and people bit on the information he was given, because at some point, even though the truth hurts, there's going to be some truth in there. Every joke got a truth in it. So he was telling a lot of people, like, you're not going to be able to be the best person you're going to be for yourself if you can't even be real with yourself. How could you expect somebody to be real with you? You're not even real with yourself. And he was saying that, and like I said, he said things in different manners, but that's how his life was. And I just want to say, you guys, like, even though a lot of people in the world may not agree with him and have like mixed feelings about him, we can't deny the fact that he was giving us free game. And a lot of people didn't even look at it like that. A lot of people may have looked at it like that, but who was ever going to say that? Who was ever going to say anything like that? So, I'm going to keep it short because I don't want you guys reporting this podcast. And if you guys do, hey, that's you, because it's not that serious. This is a open discussion podcast. But, like I said, hit my DM, comment, let me know how you feel, man. Because like I said, I'm not really on no sides. I feel like information was given on both ends. But, he did have a different way of saying things that a lot of people didn't agree with. So I appreciate you guys for listening on the podcast. It's been an amazing journey. Keep everybody in prayers around you, because, time is very much on borrowed time. People could be here today, gone tomorrow. Tell people you love them. If you fell out with people, still fuck them, but, still love them, But, just don't be that person. You feel me? Like a lot of people I seen a young lady the other day too as well. I don't mean to keep up too much of this podcast, but RIP to her as well, man. It's been very sad. She wrote a saddening message, a caption on her Instagram, man, saying that she felt like nobody was really understanding her, and she felt like she failed. So, when you guys are going through things, man, you guys might want to balling in and be all hard, like males and females. Like, you guys want to ball it in and say, man, fuck that, I ain't really on that shit. Like, I ain't telling nobody my feelings, they might expose me. Well, shit, like, if somebody exposes you, that's them. You telling people the truth. Like, you telling somebody you trust information that you trust them with. If whatever they do with that information, that's on them. But at least you got it off your heart. At least you told somebody about it. You don't want to be able to keep that in. So, like I tell you guys, like, it's nothing, man. It's nothing to be like, hit my DM. Like, if you're not comfortable with talking to strangers, like, I feel like if you listen to my podcast, I feel like at this point, you're just adjusted to my voice. Because it ain't no way you listen to my podcast and you're like, okay, I know how Mo is. Like, now you know how I am. Like, I'm really open. I'm a Virgo, you guys. I'm a service person. So, I'm a natural healer, But real deal spill, like, keep chasing your dreams. Keep those in prayers around you. Life isn't forever isn't promised, man. So tell everybody you love them. Tell your mama you love them. Tell your nieces you love them. Take as much pictures with everybody, man. I had to text my niece the other day. Well, I texted her today, man. It was so sad, and I wasn't even thinking about it in a sad way, but it was just like my niece is at an age where, as you guys can see, like my first I don't know what episode it is, but it's one of my first seasons when I talked about the death of my sister. That's my niece's mother. And, she has 3 kids. She left 3 kids, and we pretty much look after her along with her father and stuff like that. So they have visitation where they come on weekends, and they pretty much visit. Sometimes the schedule isn't just weekends; it's just like it's mixed. So they come, man. It's always a good moment because I remember at one point we didn't see them in so long. So I'm telling them take as much pictures. I'm not in Florida no more. So it was a hurting feeling a little bit because they're growing up. And they only see me probably like twice. And I just told them take so many pictures, man. Take pictures of a grandma, which is my mom. Take pictures of grandpa, which is my dad. Take pictures with them. Take pictures with my auntie. Well, their auntie, which is my sister. And I just feel like I'm at a different point in my life where, I faced so many difficulties and so many losses in my life, already with not just my sister losing her life, but just relationships I lost and just like situations I felt like I lost in and backstabbed. It's just a lot. You just want to be able to take care of those who take care of you at the end of the day. So, I'm always giving grace, and I'm always giving gratitude to God, because like I tell people, I wasn't supposed to even be here. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here where I come from. Like, if you see where I come from, you would give me a round of applause. You feel me? But I don't even talk about that because I feel like the journey isn't. I feel like is more to the journey, just like talking about everything. I feel like once the journey is at a stage where I feel like it's complete, I'll shed light on everything. But you guys listen to this podcast, you guys can tell I only speak real shit in my lyrics. When I say lyrics, I mean transcript. My audio when I talk to you guys. So I only speak real stuff in here. So I want you guys to really take it serious, like with your mental health, with your family, with your friends, with your life. Because it's not, like I said, you guys, it's not promised, and tomorrow isn't promised. Tonight isn't the day is done. You feel me? Right now is 11:56. But the night is still young. So as you would say, it's always good to put grace and God first and just thank Him for what He has done already. So I appreciate you guys. Once again, it's been an amazing journey. Keep chasing your dreams. Put God first and love on your neighbor. Thank you.